one of the things that they used to say about Sweden when I was younger was that it was like a mini America. Like,
wait, in what sense?
I mean, I guess all of these things. It's been such a long time since I spent time in Sweden, but I think I think it was about food, about fast food, but also about commercial culture and consumerism and all those.
You want to hear something fucked up? That when I was a kid, we used to celebrate our birthdays in Rome. While we were in Rome, we used to celebrate our birthdays at McDonald's.
Amazing.
That's like recently there was a thing where someone posted on TikTok that McDonald's has cakes, and I'm like, yeah, I knew that shit. I've had a McDonald's cake. So yeah, there was.
That was the dream, that was the dream. Like all the children wanted their birthday pies at McDonald's.
Yeah,
I can't believe you had that.
Yeah, well, over here, people, Americans hearing this are horrified. But it was the one in Piazza Spagna, and then there was also the Dairy Queen kind of became a place, and it wasn't even about like they had burgers and stuff. Anyway, they were like this was back when like when I was a kid, there was like. I remember the first McDonald's. It was probably the one in Piazza Spagna in near the Spanish Steps, and then I remember going like in college and when I was 22, and then coming out in Florence at a train station, and there being a sign saying McDonald's with the arrows pointing in both directions, and then just one distance, right? So like they put a sign equidistant to McDonald's so that you knew like either way you're going, you're gonna be fine. And then that's when I was like, oh my God. But anyway, anything that you wanna? Sorry, go ahead.
No, I had my very first job my first proper job was at McDonald's.
Really?
In Gothenburg. Yeah. But I mean, this McDonald's it sold hot dogs. I don't know if it counts as a McDonald's, but it was it was McDonald's and popcorn inside of a ice hockey arena in Gothenburg.
Hockey arena.
It was. I mean, but I loved working there. It was because you got to see the ice hockey games as well.
Oh, nice. Are you a hockey fan?
Yeah. I mean, yeah. That's one of the biggest sports in Sweden. Alongside football or soccer. It's the biggest sport. So yeah, I used to love watching ice hockey games, and we got to see the concerts because apart from hockey games, they did concerts as well. So yeah, I mean, but I think it really taught me a lot about customer service. I mean, this is a completely different topic of conversation, but I mean, I'm really grateful to McDonald's for giving me the opportunity.
I think you may be the only person to thank McDonald's on my podcast. I think that shows you the cultural differences. I think Americans would be like too bougie for that shit. They're like they kind of look down on it. I don't give a fuck. I think you're right, because I also remember McDonald's that way. Because when it first came, it was a huge deal, Macca's. We didn't call it that, but yeah, I think that like that was when people were more fond of America.
Yeah,
and the whole world was excited to have a McDonald's.
Definitely, and I mean, and I speak to my dad, and he just sort of like because his cousin moved to America. And he was so cool, he had these big cars, and America was all like, amazing, the line of opportunity, and yeah. So I think that definitely exists in the subconscious of like, yeah, my dad's generation, and probably, maybe mine a little bit as well. Like, yeah, it was cool to have like the Coca-Cola duvets and
yeah, the branding, like, because it just made it sort of made us feel modern, I think, a little bit, like we were up to date with where the shit was happening, Like I remember I went and I saw the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie on a holiday when I was living over there, but I went to Miami, saw the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie, and went back and told everyone about it, and they were like, "Oh, it's so cool!" And I remember vividly one time saying like, "Oh yeah, my family lives in Miami," and the kid going, "Miami, Miami Beach," just being like blown away. So yeah, it definitely, like, the American kids had a cool factor that like resonated, you know. I was not like, because when I was in Italy, I was an American kid, so that was cool. And then when I was in the US, I grew up like I was in Italy, so it was at least exotic. Maybe it wasn't cool because I think Miami people weren't that into that shit. But yeah.